Hello. I just want to share what I'm learning and being able to pinpoint, oh, that's guilt. Oh, that's shame. Oh, that's hurt from back in my childhood. And when we have that awareness, then it just opens all these doors. But you cannot reach the awareness without first slowing down. And slowing down for everyone's going to be different. But in this society, we're so, especially in America, we are so conditioned to go, 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 and do, and you have to work your ass off for every single thing that you get. If you're in that space and you get the thing that you've been working for, you're not going to even open your eyes to realize it, and it'll just be on to the next goal, because you haven't solidified the art of slowing down and like grounding into that present moment of like, holy fucking shit, I did this. And that being able to step back and see how far that you've come is only going to help you on this path. And that's a really crucial element. I remember writing like all last year in my journal, like meditate every day. And it's not even so much about meditation, it's just about making sacred space with yourself, like making time where it's just, maybe it's 20 minutes a day. And if you have no practice of self-care in your life right now, then you would start with 2 minutes. That's where I started. I started with 2 minutes and I worked my way up from there. But you start with 2 minutes to solidify that into your day, and then you work your way up from there. So it's having the space to just say, I'm gonna dedicate this time to myself and just slow down and observe. And in that space of just being, you're just allowing yourself to like be happy and be proud of yourself and be present. And it really just does so much for us. Like in this go, go, go world, like I'm gonna work for 40 years and then I can be happy. It's like, fuck that. Be happy now. Be happy in the present. The whole point of all this is to like enjoy life. Why the hell would we be alive if the point wasn't to enjoy life and have fun? Like I don't know. I don't know why we would be here. I just went to the store today and I'm with my son and I'm like, almost 30 years old, and I'm sitting there like running down aisles with him and jumping on the cart and going really fast, and I'm that person, and I don't really see other people doing that. And I feel like it's because people don't care to enjoy life. People are so in this robotic mode, and I know because I was there. Like I've been in the grind too. I was there. Before I moved to Colorado with the intention to get in the cannabis industry, I was saying I want to be an R&D cannabis genetic scientist. That is not like that's not a normal job. That's not a very common job. That is not a very realistic goal to have. And I said that, I was like, this is my thing. This is what I'm going to do. And 2 years later it happened. And when I got in that scenario, I found myself like I wasn't happy. I thought this was like gonna make me super happy. I thought that this is what I wanted. I felt guilt because I had received this thing that I had been working for and saying I was gonna do, and I had it, and there was just a piece missing, and that piece missing was the slowing down piece. And it was also like I had set that goal without like actually checking in with what I wanted as a human being. It was like, oh, I have this degree in biology and these minors. Now I need to use this degree and I need to make a lot of money using this degree. Like, what do I do? That was the goal. And it was more practical than anything. And it was like me controlling the how, which, like I said, I mean, I am living proof. That is a way to do it. You can do it, focus on the outcome and just grinding yourself to death. And it can happen, but then you're going to get that thing and you can be miserable in that scenario. And when I was in that place, I was just like, what do I want now? And I felt like I was starting over. And the week before I got laid off, I was talking to my mom like, I just really want to pursue Rainbow Rage. Like, I just want to pursue this business. I don't know what it is. I don't know like exactly what I'd be doing, but I just know I have this like burning desire to pursue it. And I just need to listen to my gut. And she kind of like not talked me out of it, but was like really practical with me. And it's like, you know, it's not super practical to quit a job during a pandemic. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I'm just going to stay at this job. It's a good paycheck. It's a stable paycheck. Like, I'm just going to stay at this job. So I did that. And then a week later, I got laid off. And it was like, to me, it felt like the universe was answering my prayers. We're here to enjoy the process. And if you're in a scenario where you're like, I don't know how to enjoy the process, then just start dreaming about a way that you could. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to figure it out tomorrow and then I'm going to quit my job. It's like, it just happens gradually. I was at that company for a year thinking about what I wanted to do and building. And in that time, I could have been miserable. I could have focused on this long commute and, you know, I could have focused on the negative, but I actually learned to really love my commute, and I loved the people I was working with. And I loved that I was, you know, researching cannabis. Like, that was what I really wanted to do at one time. And the whole reason I got into cannabis was because it's a healing herb. It's healing. But part of me realized, like, I was just missing something, and that something was this healing as a whole spectrum. Cannabis is, you know, a huge part of my healing, but it's not the only thing, and that was the thing that was missing for me. So in your own life, like, slow down enough to know to just check in with yourself. It's just checking in with yourself. When we slow down, we can be aware of our thoughts. We can bring awareness to what's going on in our fucking heads. And so notice these stories that you keep telling yourself on repeat. Let me think of an example. It's like, I don't have enough time. Like, I had this thing that happened the other day. My son was in the bath. I had to get myself showered and ready and get him dressed and get lunches packed and out the door in 20 minutes. And if you're a parent or you know how much goes into getting two humans out the door, especially when one is a toddler that could break down at any moment, like 20 minutes to do all that seems really intimidating. And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be there on time, whatever. And I thought, no, I have plenty of time. Time is on my side. I'm going to get there on time. And I got in the car, and when I looked at the clock, I was like, oh my God, I just did that all in 20 minutes. I mean, the power of belief it's like the placebo effect. Everything starts with our mind. And that's what I mean about changing the way that we think about those things and, like, almost giving ourselves credit for it. But I love the house that I'm in, but I am someone that, like, I'm always dreaming about the next step. And so I have the next neighborhood I want to live in, the houses that I want to live in. Like, I go drive in those neighborhoods, in the houses, and I'm like, I'm driving home now, and I can see myself walking up to the door with groceries, and I can see myself sitting outside having a cup of tea and looking at the badass scenery right here. And it's like allowing yourself to dream. Like, we don't allow ourselves to dream because we don't want to be let down. But it's like, if you would just allow yourself to dream, and even if it sounds fucking insane, the universe just has a way of working things out whenever we believe. It's the placebo effect, honestly. But, and actually, like, to really solidify the trust, my friend and I made a song called Trust by Rainbow Bridge. It's on Spotify. And I would just replay that. I would play that on repeat when I was like, anytime, I still go back to that song. Anytime that I am shaky and I don't feel like I trust, like, I just go back to that song and I listen. The whole way that we even begin this process is like healing our shit. We gotta, like, heal the wounds that are keeping us from calling in the abundance that we're so damn worthy of. We don't think that we worked hard enough for it. We're not allowing ourselves to rest, blah, 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 blah. I think what's really cool about the Heal Your Shit, my 7-week course, I started it as a book, and then I was like, I need to get this out to people now. Like, I want people to know this shit now. And so that's why I made it into the course. Like, I want to get this shit out to the masses. Like, I want this to be out there. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. But just to kind of close up here, like, I really believe that we have the power to heal anything. And it starts with our thoughts. It starts with our mind. We are in control. So again, thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you next time.